If you get electrocuted with an allergy, is it considered allergicution? Well, I don't even know how to answer that motherfucking question. You gotta give me a second, cause shit, my mind is buffering. You gotta give my eye brain a chance to figure out what the fuck. Um, if you get electrocuted with an allergy, is it considered allergicution? All right, so allergicuted. No, I mean it may not be a cold. I mean, be allergic to something else like insulation, uh, allergic to wall sockets, um, and allergic to siding, brick, wood, depending on what the house made of. So yes, I will say yes. I'll take yes for 200. Final answer.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon. It's your boy Holiday, and welcome to the Distraction Network's Stay Woke channel. Weekend update. It's the weekend update. So, the reason why we have this podcast is basically over the weekend. There's a lot of things that drop that a lot of people miss, and you have to pay attention to the weekend if you want to know what's really going on with your country or with your area, with the place that you live in. So as a lot of you guys know, I live in South Carolina and Georgia. I claim both residents, and I always look around to see what's going on with the country, what's going on with the people we know, what's that's around us. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I want you guys to know: if you live in South Carolina right now and you voted for Trump and you are a veteran, then you might have just fucked yourself. Um, over the weekend, not over the weekend, but late last week, and the news came out over the weekend that there were a bunch of safety nets that was proposed in order to put to make sure that veterans and older people that's on social securities and other social safety nets for people that have served our country either in the military or have served our country as in worked, paid into a program to make sure that they have something to fall back on when they become older, because Social Security is really supposed to be your safety net. When you turn 65, you're supposed to have money. So in America, the way America was built was that you work from the time that you start working, which usually for a lot of these people that's 67 or older now, they started working when they was like 12 and 13 years old. So you work from the age of 12, the age of 13, and you put in a good 40 years. You put in a good 50 years. I think the original retirement age was like 60 or 62. I think it was originally 50, but I'm just going off thoughts right now. I'm not going to go pull information. But I know at one point it was 62. And then it went to 65, and now it's 67. But some of these people have been working since they were 10, 11, 12 years old. And now they're in their 60s. And they're at the age now where all their hard work was supposed to be put aside for them. For when they become too old to work, they can still live. Back in the 80s, they came up with the 401k plan. But if you look at a 401k, it's not really meant for you to retire off of. If you put the amount in that most people make, the percentage in that most people make over a lifetime, you have enough money to live 5 years doing the same thing you've been doing. 10 years at the most. If you've been doing really well and you basically don't have any bills left over, you done paid your mortgage off, all you got to do is pay taxes and make sure you have something to eat, you might got 10 years. So they plan on you dying before you turn 80 years old. Anyway, but if you live in South Carolina and you voted for Trump, you voted for Lindsey Graham, you voted for Tim Scott, you fucked yourself. Because last week, a vote was put to the table to create a social safety net in case the veterans program is annexed, is chopped off. In case Social Security is chopped off, to make sure that the people that live in South Carolina that's been farming, because South Carolina was a farm state for a long time, manufacturing, because South Carolina was a manufacturing state for a long time, but to make sure that they can live, just live. They proposed a bill to make sure that they don't have to pay high cost on their medications. And it was not passed. All those bills was voted as no. So you will not have a safety net. If the VA program is cut, veterans, if you live in South Carolina, if the VA program is cut, you have no social safety net, right? You might want to go move to a Democratic state, but you know, how's that going to help voting? You know what I'm saying? So basically, I just want to let y'all guys know there are 402,000 veterans in South Carolina. And I'm looking this up live. In South Carolina, there's 5 million people. 5,118,425. Out of that, 402,000 of them are veterans. And I could bet you about another 500,000 of them are 67 or older. Oh, so over 1 million people, because if you care to, yeah, there's over 1 million people of the 5 million people are over 65. And also, like me, I am a veteran and I am under 65. And it's over 400,000 of us. So we're talking about 1.5 million people in South Carolina are about to feel the effects of not being able to benefit off of serving your country. Whether it was by going to war, like me, twice. I've been in war zone twice. Or by doing it the good old American way and working your toes and your fingers off for 40 to 50 years with the dream that you'll be able to kick back and relax once you turn 65, 67, 62, whatever was promised to you when you was a little kid. You won't have that. So, again, these are your votes in action. Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. I'll put a whole list of people up, probably in a future episode if I have to talk about this again, which I probably will. And also, I want you to know, since 2017 is which the stats of people 65 or older from NCH stats, that's from this year. The stats about the veterans are from 2007. I'm looking at va.gov. And in 2007, when this came out, since then, I would not be surprised to say this has doubled because so many veterans have moved to South Carolina since then. So even on the low end, I would say another 500,000 people are veterans here. Let's say only 100,000 people moved here. I really think it's somewhere around another 300,000 to 400,000 people have moved here. But I know for a fact at least 100,000 new veterans have moved to South Carolina. So I don't know what this is going to do for the future of South Carolina because I know no one wants to stay here. But then once they all move out, we become a fully Republican state again. Then what happens to when it's time to vote for presidents and stuff? Because you still got to pull your states. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. If you live in South Carolina, you need to get out and vote. Because you got to hold the people accountable. I mean, of course, only 25% of the people, maybe 30% by basically how many people are under 30 that are veterans compared to the over 65 and older veterans. So we'll say about 30% of these people, almost a third of these people that live in South Carolina will be affected by the choices of Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott, and the other 50. I think it was 52 nays on each one of those bills. So hold them accountable, and I'll bring their names up as long as I'll go pull the stuff and bring the names up in the future episode, unless something else comes up that's more important. Which y'all know what happens during this presidency. It happens a lot. Well, there's more news. But I just thought people in South Carolina should know that about 1/3 of the population, a little bit under 1/3 of the population is going to suffer. And then if you count the wives of some of these veterans, especially the older ones, you're looking at doubling that. So maybe half of South Carolina is about to feel the effects of voting for one person because the other choice was black female. I'm going to leave it at that. You can find everything I do at www.distractionnetwork.com. Keep checking that channel because I have a busy life, but I am slowly updating that site. I do a lot of things, so I try to put everything in one place for you guys, and I don't really care about making money off of advertising or anything, so I don't want to be in some big network with agents and everything, so I could have to sell you guys commercials. I don't want to sell you guys commercials. I want to talk to you guys for real. So until next time, let me rephrase that though. Nah, I do want to sell you guys commercials, but not because people pay me. I want to sell you guys things that will help you. Like if someone pays me to tell you that something is good for you, then I'm not really doing what I need to be doing. I need to research and find out things for myself and then let you guys know that there's something good for you, like the Green Book. I'm posting a Green Book that basically tells you black-owned businesses. I'm starting out in South Carolina and Georgia, and I move from there. So that whenever you travel, hopefully this become national, as in I can put national black-owned businesses in there. But basically, wherever you go, if you look at the Green Book, you'll know who's black-owned business, and you can go support your black-owned businesses. Because our money needs to start staying with us. Like anybody else could say that. Jewish people could keep their money with them. White people keep their money with them. Asians keep their money with them. But then when we start talking about we need to keep our money within ourselves, then we'll use reverse racism. But y'all believe that shit. Don't let them people tell you that. And believe it. You can let them tell you that. Just don't believe it. Humor them. Laugh at them. That's what I do. Because when it comes down to it, as long as we're not supporting each other, it's a problem. I mean, with the way America was built, the reason why neo-Nazis and all those people can continue to do what they do, and they've been doing it in America for 400 years, 500 years, like, continue. Name your amount of years they've been doing it in America, because we've been built off of Christian values. American Christian values. And American Christian values run right alongside, they're parallel to the Nazi movement, which is why Hitler loved America. he looked onto America because he respected their values so much. He was so shocked when America turned on him, because one of the things they don't want to let you know is that most of the big wigs in America, the rich people in America, they believed in fascism. They believed in eugenics. They didn't believe in race mixing. They was all for Hitler. They just couldn't say it. They didn't have the gumption to say it until good old Trump came around. So anyway, I'm going back to what I said. Yeah, I'll be selling y'all commercials, but it won't be because someone paid me. I will be telling you things that are good for you. If someone wants to pay me to tell you, then they're just paying me because I already agree with them. But I'm not going to take money to tell you something I don't believe is true. So I'd rather just not take money at all. And again, like I said about 5 minutes ago, until next time, take care. Be safe.
But it's alright 'cause I'm on the grind.